Yo, what up? I'm back again, and today we got a super important review. And it's important because if y'all know me, I geek out about historical things, and to me this is extremely historical. If you don't know, strap into your seats because we're going to talk about some hip-hop history and some graffiti history by Dondi White. Now, Dondi White is no longer with us, may rest in peace, but his estate have just released an officially licensed NYC subway car with hip-hop toys and definitive projects. And I see a Clutter magazine logo there, so I'm assuming they have something to do with it too. The photo is courtesy of Henry Chalfant. Now, I gotta tell you why all of this is important. Henry Chalfant and Martha Cooper are credited as two of a handful of first photographers who documented graffiti in the early days. Now, why that's really important is because pieces like this, which this is an actual piece that was on an actual train, they only lasted for about 24 hours if you were lucky on a train. So they got to do their route during the day, and then when they were back at the yard, they got buffed, and eventually another piece went up. So these elaborate works of art had a very short shelf life in the 70s and 80s, but they were really important because graffiti was one of the first voices of the oppressed and marginalized, right? And graffiti was adapted in the hip hop culture. It's one of the elements. There's a lot of talk about graffiti and hip hop not really being part of the culture. Like a lot of people, I've been seeing posts saying that graffiti has nothing to do with hip hop. And I don't know if it does or if it doesn't. I'm not going to be the definitive guy to say yes or no, but I could tell you what. I grew up a fan of hip hop, and I started my journey in hip hop with graffiti. And all the greats and all the forefathers and the people that I looked up to included graffiti as part of the hip hop culture. So maybe some of these OGs didn't listen to hip hop and they were just rock, or maybe they were alienated, or maybe they had bad experiences. But my personal opinion is graffiti is a big part of hip hop. Now, I didn't want to derail this too much. I wanted to talk about the toy, but I also want to make this channel not just about things you could buy, but I wanted to be informative. I wanted to document these dope, culturally significant collectibles and leave something here on YouTube as a reference point for people to know what was released, because these things are very limited, so it's very easy for them to fly past you. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, which is stamped by the Dondi White estate, and it comes with this incredibly dope train, and the piece on this train is called Children of the Grave 2. There is a piece called Children of the Grave 1, and there's Children of the Grave 3. These were full car pieces. They were legendary in the graffiti scene. They were legendary on the streets of New York, and they're legendary to this day. So if the picture that was taken of this piece by Henry Chalfant was never made famous, was never published in books, was never published in magazines, prints were never made of this, I think there would be a huge generational gap of inspired artists that are thriving today, right? Dondi's one of the early forefathers. Dondi's just a certified legend. So to me, this is extremely important. Now, the train, if you've seen me review these trains before on this channel, they make noise, they light up, they're battery powered, they propel forward when you pull them back. They're really dope collectible, and Hip Hop Toys and Definitive Projects have released a bunch of them. I'm a big fan of them because they actually release people that I think are important, and I get really hyped when a new generation of collectors can find something super dope like this. Like I said, there's only 100 of them made. They're available right now on Hip Hop Toys' website. That's Toys with a Z, and they retail for $120, and there's a limit of 2 per person. I definitely recommend you cop one of these if you're into hip hop or graffiti or anything historically dope like this is. And you can go down a rabbit hole looking at pictures and looking up info on Dondi and Henry Chalfant and Children of the Grave. And that about sums it up for this video. As far as resale goes, I don't really know what these would hit for. Dondi is a very sought after and collected artist, so they might be worth something somewhere down the line, but they haven't sold out yet and they haven't hit eBay yet because they just dropped today, which is July 1st. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me wherever you follow people at on social media. And until next time, hope you enjoyed No Hype. Peace.